All right, hey guys. I hope everybody's doing all right. T, and I'm doing this video review in English for the specific reason because I had to heavily modify this figure. I also had to modify both Bumblebee and Cliffjumper, and I'll be doing them next. So, but with this one I had to do the most heavy physical modifying. I literally had to lose. I had to use tools. I had to grind down certain areas to make the character even more workable. I did have to paint a little bit, but we'll get into that. So, we'll be reviewing the Gamer Edition War for Cybertron Barricade. And I do love the vehicle mode. It looks a lot like in the game. I think he looks like a Batmobile as well. And obviously, it comes with the accessory, the Neutron Assault Rifle from the game. I think the gun could have been a little bit bigger, but I mean, yeah, we get what we get. So, anyway, let's have a look at the vehicle mode. So you see, he's got this nice like Cybertronian Cadillac Oldsmobile kind of thing going on. Now you'll notice off the bat from the size that he's modified. I'll get to those in a little bit. So let's have a look here. Now all this was supposed to be that purple solar panels that they have in the game. And these lines here, all this is painted. I think all this silver here is also painted, and this yellow as well. Very game accurate when you use them in the game. Now, as for the mods that I've done already on this figure, let me lift the camera up a little bit. You'll notice that the tires, the rims here of the tires, are also painted. I did that because he comes completely black, and that just annoyed me that, okay, he has this beautiful paint scheme up here, and they couldn't do that on the tires. So I did that to make them more game accurate. Now, I'll explain to you how I did that in case you guys want to do that to yours. So what I did was, I took the purple model paint. I painted around. Now, I did not go little by little trying to get in there because I don't have magnifying glass. To go around doing that like if it was a Warhammer figure. I don't. So what I did was I painted the center here purple, and what all I did was I did a big purple line around it, making sure I got into those crevices. Then with a Q-tip, I just dipped it into thinner, and I just went little by little cleaning all the excess paint from it. So there you got the nice lines. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's better than nothing. So if you guys want to do that, there's a good option. Just make sure that, after you clean off all the excess paint, you take a paper towel, just, lightly tap it, make sure you get all the excess thinner off, because if not, it might, sorry, it might like kind of bleach the plastic. So, and as you've seen here, I had to, because this piece actually goes all the way up to here. But in robot mode, you're going to see that this piece hinders a lot of the hand movement. You can't actually straighten out the hands. The hands are always stuck like at an angle due to the thumb and all that. So I literally had to grind this down, and I'll show you that once we get into the robot mode. All right, so what you're gonna do now, you can see he rolls very well. Oh, and I almost forgot something. Hold on there a minute. I just wanted to show you also the equipment I used. So in case you guys want to do that, the equipment I use you can get in Hobby Lobby. All right. So let me put the camera higher. And let's get to transforming this bad boy. So as you can see, he rolls very, very well. Like, I think the vehicle mode looks great. Now he suffers a lot in the robot mode. All right, so let's start here. So what you're going to do is you want to slide it back because it's actually pegged in here. Sometimes it's easy to do. Sometimes it's just a pain in the ass. But you see, there we go. Okay, now the arms are pegged in here, but you can get these out easy, like that. Yeah, so the transformation is actually very simple. Now, there is one part of the transformation I modified a bit. So he would have more leg movement. All right, so as you saw, I pull this down. We're going to twist this around. Now let's split the legs open. Bring the legs down. Now, the instructions want you, because if you see, if you play the game, and you see the artwork of the game in the 3D renders, the character, now his tire is actually his hip here, the thigh joint here. Now this doesn't work here, it just makes him look bulked out. I mean, you can't like put him with his arms to the side. So at least me, what I do is you can either leave that there like that, or you can put it like this, and that works just as well. You know what I mean? So I mean, however you want to do it. Now this back piece, unfortunately there isn't really anything you can do with this, because it doesn't really peg in here into the back or anything, unless you want to be like remove that and remove this piece back here to give, because this actually hinders a lot of his knee movement. All right, so anyway, let's bring the other leg down. Let's spin that around. All right, now the arms, you're gonna slide them up here. They're on ball joints. All right, now this whole section, what you're gonna do is you're gonna spin this around. You're gonna open this up here. Now each hand has to be folded in differently, because remember, this line has that gimmick where the forearm disattaches. So this side has to be folded in like this. Now as you can see where my mod here came into effect, because in the original, the way he had this, it had this entire thick plastic piece there. You can see that how thick this was, and this would come all the way up to here and out like here. So his hand would not sit straight here, sitting straight. It would literally sit like this. I don't know why they didn't just make like a, you know, like this piece, just like on a, all I had to do is just on a little hinge here, a little pin that would just fold back. That's all they had to do. But, you know, so I had to modify that. And when I show you the articulation, there's one last mod I did, which I will show you when we go through the articulation. So now see here, since you see it has this gimmick that it comes off, so let's get this in there. So that's a little hard to get in there. Come on, you bastard. This thing pisses me off sometimes. But the thing is, with Bumblebee, it's also the same issue. Sometimes the armor just won't go in there. Yeah, unless I'm putting it backwards, which is probably what I'm doing. Hold on. There we go. There's putting it backwards. Okay, so spin this around. And that's how you want to put the hand here. Now as you can see, the same problem, so I had to do the same one on this side. So here we just collapse all of this. Oh, my bad. We close this. All right, and this is going to peg in there. All right, so so there's Barricade. Now, physically, yeah, he looks badass. I think he looks great. Now, a little too bulky, because if you see the game, he's actually kind of bulky up top, but pretty slender down here. But, you know, since we don't have a proper place to put these, I don't really just put it that it will fold back and be the back of the leg, but, you know, whatever. You've seen, most of us have found a way to work around it. So let's have a look at the details there. So physically he looks cool. I love that purple and silver paint there. I hate that the camera changed that color there. All right, let me move him then. Ah, there you go. Now you can see him. So you see all that silver there is painted, the Decepticon symbol, the solar panels. Let's have a look at that face sculpt. The eyes, I think it looks very nice, very badass there, at least the painting. So as you can see, yes, he does have a bit of a backpack, but you know, nothing we can do about that. Now I was hoping that these would come down and make the heel spurs, because if you look at his feet, he doesn't have any heel spurs, it's just that. So if you know this would be like the cockpit, I guess, so the main control unit for the vehicle mode. I was hoping that these would come down more and act like a kind of heel spur. So, I mean, you can get them into some poses that are pretty good, but, you know, the overall design is affected. So, let's get into the articulation. Now, he has all this kibble in the back. If he didn't, he could do the full 360, but he can't, but at least by the shoulders, you can see that. Now, here's where I had to mod it as well. Here's the other mod I did. Now, I left some plastic here so you guys could see what I was doing. Now, this whole piece here would actually come back to about up to here. And it would completely hit this. So his elbow movement was just basically about up to there. That's literally all you would get from him because of the design. Everything just plastic hitting plastic. This is why I had to grind this down. I ground it down about maybe 2 centimeters or 3, depending. I'm not sure because I didn't take the measurement. But I can tell you that it was, you can see inside there. You can see, okay, this is a screwdriver, right? See, I'm pushing back there. There's that plastic there. That's how much I had to grind down. So, but once that is ground down, you get almost, let's say, see, that's not 90, let's say 80 degrees, which is way better than what we had before. So, now the thing is, if I can't grind any more down because it'll affect this joint, and this is what's holding them together. So, you know what I mean? So, there is good. Same thing on this side. Head movement. The head is tight, but you can get a full 360 there. All right. Waist, you already guys saw already that he moves. Now the legs. The legs are another issue, of course. Of course. Now, due to this heavy ball joint here, he only goes out that far. But you know that those legs are tight in there. So, all right. So, yeah. Go back. Now, let me show you with this one. Okay, now as for the knee joint, you're only going to get that far with the knee. And that's not even 90 degrees. That's, say, maybe what, 80, 75. And that's mainly due to it's hitting this, which I may grind that little piece down, at least this area here. Let me show you what this, like, I guess if I was to grind this down, but the thing is I have to grind a lot of plastic to get in there, and I really don't want to affect the stability too much of the character, you know, of the figure. Saying if I didn't have to grind down so much, I mean, I would do it. So, okay, though, so for you guys, this is the kit I used to grind. If you guys are interested in doing these mods to your character, I got this in Hobby Lobby. This was on special. This was I got this for about 24 bucks. But there you have a wide selection of heads, big and small ones, nice and thin. Sheet has been very reliable. I've already used this on 3 figures on pretty much the gamer, 3 of the gamer editions, because you know you'll see the mods when I did on when I show you Bumblebee and Cliffjumper. But this is the main thing I've been using to grind and to modify. So if you're interested, Hobby Lobby, if you have a Hobby Lobby in your area, If not, you should be able to find it on Amazon. But that one I got on special was like 24 bucks. So I recommend it. I've been using it. Absolutely love the damn thing. So as for the gun, the Neutron assault rifle from the game. So we just put that in there, and just so you see about the pulse. Now the problem with him is that to get him to, since he doesn't have any heel spurs, so, and plus he's a little back heavy, but yeah, there you go. So you just got to keep in mind of the balance and all that. All right, so let's get him back into vehicle mode. Let's get that arm in there. All right. All right, so let's start with the hands here. Let's fold these back in. Now remember, if this does not close, you have not put the hands in the correct position. Now remember, for this side, you have to fold the hand. Put it in the other way. All right, so now let's start with this on the ground. The legs. Flip everything around. Now remember, you got to flip the wheels around if you didn't leave them in that configuration there. So just, okay, let's flip the feet down. That'll become the bumper. Let's move these back. And these don't really clip in anywhere. This is held together by that top back piece with the thrusters on it. All right, so so you can move this back first, and I can show you. You bring back the feet. There you go. Makes the bumper. That front grill there. And we can tap everything together here. Everything is, at least on this figure, everything taps together nice and tightly. So you don't have to worry about anything coming loose in vehicle mode or anything like that. All right, so let's bring the arms down. And you see this is going to tab into here. This is a piece there on the thigh. And then this obviously will tap into here. You will have to do a little bit of strength here, but it is doable. All right, there we go. Now let's go for the back end here. You open this up. Now, yeah, these pieces here, they're going to go in there. Now, you just got to slide them. Now, be aware that things may come undone, but don't worry, you'll get it. And there we go. And there you have Barricade in his Cybertronian Cadillac Oldsmobile Batmobile mode. And yeah, I think the vehicle mode looks great. On the storage for the gun, you can actually store the gun back here. There's this little tab back here. And there you go. And doesn't affect the vehicle mode at all. Alright. So yeah, there he is. It is, like I said, the vehicle mode is great. If I have to judge the vehicle mode is excellent. I don't complain about the vehicle mode at all. Where it suffers is the robot mode that you saw. I had to do some heavy modifications on removing pieces from the mold just so he could have better movement. Like I said, I may do that mod on the legs. I mean, we'll see. I'm just afraid of how it'll affect, the overall stability. So, So there he is, people. I mean, if you want to, out of all the molds in the War for Cybertron line, I think he is the weakest, at least in the robot mode. The best one for now has been Optimus Prime, and even then I had to buy an upgrade kit for him. Hopefully Megatron, we won't have to. I've already seen reviews of the Megatron. There is some mods that have to be done to get him knee movement because they did something there, I guess, some factory flaw, but you'll see when I finally get him. So next I'll do Bumblebee and Cliffjumper. I may do them together or I may do them apart since I basically did their mods together. It's basically the same mold and it was the same mods I had to do. So I'll probably review them together. So anyway, we'll see. Take care, guys.